What made you enter the healthcare field after being out working, kind of being a career changer?
Well, I had a lot of experiences. For 3 years, I was a police officer, and that was my first introduction to people that had a lot of just mental health issues. And once I started my master's degree at Wright State in applied behavioral science, I started working for community health at Wright State, and it became more of an interaction with people that had not only mental health concerns, but they had physical health concerns as well. And I'm fortunate to have family members that are in the healthcare field, and becoming more integrated and being around more physicians, I've started to learn that I fit well into that field, and I've been able to use that in both my work and school.
What made you choose Wright State?
Well, initially I chose Wright State because I was interested in the Applied Behavioral Sciences program. A professor that I had at Wilmington used to teach in that program. So I came here for grad school. I had no previous experience with Wright State, and Wright State and Wilmington College are very different schools where their size is concerned. Mm-hmm. And so I noticed very quickly when I came here that Wright State has a very strong collaborative mindset. Mm-hmm. I was always able to find help. I was always able to find resources. My graduate program, a student there got me linked into working for community health, and even outside of the educational aspect, Wright State as an employer, that same collaborative mindset really keeps going. I receive so much support from my supervisors and coworkers about pursuing a career in medicine. So it's just, Wright State really has a strong supportive and collaborative mindset.
What do you hope to accomplish with your Postbac certificate?
Well, I'm hoping that by next year, my plan is to take the MCAT in 2016. Mm-hmm. My plan is to enter medical school pretty immediately. That's kind of been the track of how I've done things. As many as Postbac people, I've had gaps in my education to take care of my family. Mm-hmm. But when I went to finish my undergrad, I finished my undergrad actually in 2013. 2 weeks later, I was in graduate school. Oh, wow. And I transitioned from finishing graduate school into pre-med. So I mean, I just want to keep that momentum going. So I'm hoping to start medical school as soon as possible.
Keeping on that pace, you will. What advice do you have for people who want to pursue a Postbac program but they're unsure of moving forward?
Well, I think it's difficult to approach something like this without being really trepidatious about it. There's a lot of things to weed through where this is concerned, but I think that personally, my final decision as to whether I was going to enter the healthcare field or not was actually really stopping and thinking. I think when we pursue careers, we tend to think of what do I want out of life? What do I want out of my profession? What do I want out of my career? And I don't think we stop and put it in reverse and think, what does life want out of me? And I think when I started thinking that way, it made me realize that I had the experiences, I had the work background, I had the interest, I had the personality that matched the field. And I think that the best advice to give someone that's sitting on the fence about doing this is you really need to get out and talk to advisors and talk to people in the field, because it's really the only way you're going to know if this works for you. And it might not, but I think that for more people, it's the lack of knowledge that keeps them away. And I think that when you start really meeting people and talking to advisors, it really helps balance those decisions for you.
Wonderful. Okay. What has been the greatest reward thus far coming through the program for you?
I think it's the confirmation of how, again, collaborative Wright State is. I think what's really nice is that I've been able to walk into a field in which I don't really know many people, where the pre-health program is concerned. And every person that I've met with in this program has been incredibly helpful. They've been incredibly supportive, and they bluntly answered my questions. And I think a lot of times, I think when you're in that post-bac mindset, you've already got your bachelor's degree, you've had to jump through a lot of hoops to get it, and a lot of things to make it work, and you want to kind of cut out some of the fluff, you know, because you're a little bit older, and you know, you've got a track, you've got a family, you know, you've done these things, but I have been so impressed with how I've been able to come to anyone in the pre-health department and get solid, honest answers, and I think that is invaluable. You know, no one said, oh, you know, you can do this, or oh, this is no big deal. They've taken every question I've had seriously and given me honest answers, and I don't think you can find that everywhere.
Wonderful. I'm glad. And then the last question I have for you is the Wright State Postbac Program a program that you would refer other individuals to?
I have been around a lot of different programs, a lot of different graduate and undergraduate situations. I've been around a lot of work experiences, and I would say that anyone that has an interest should really come to this program, and they really should talk to people in this program, because you're going to get, again, I said this before, but a level of support you might not find other places. And I think that trying to do this on your own would be a very, very different and much more difficult process. Well, what do I need? Well, where do I start? And I think that's where everyone, you know, you pass that pretty contemplative stage and you're, okay, what now? So I just, there's not much more I could really say other than you really want to find people that are in this program and talk to them. I mean, I think that's a really important aspect to have, because you're going to need support all the way through this program and process. You're going to need people that are going to help you once you get into medical school, once you become a resident, once you're, you know, in the hospital or your private practice, however it works out. I think that this is where success really starts, is with this program.
I appreciate it. Thank you.